Hi, welcome back to the Photography Club. Today we're going to be talking about how important it is to step outside your comfort zone and meet new people, make connections, especially when you're a photographer trying to grow your business. And today I'm actually so excited to introduce Mia Kaiser. Hi, Mia.
Hi, and not to correct you off the bat, but it is
No.
Kaiser.
Oh no. I made a little note to ask you before I started recording and I forgot.
Gosh, it happens like every day of my life, so
Okay.
don't even worry about it. But now we got the
Okay,
record straight.
perfect. Yep, the record straight. Mia Kaiser, love it. I'm so excited to have her here. She has been so inspiring to me. I actually found her on TikTok first and then Instagram, and I've been following along as she has been documenting herself going door to door to these different businesses and asking if she can take photos for them, which is so scary. And that's something that most people won't do because it's so much easier, honestly, to just stay in your home and scroll through social media and wonder why you don't have any new inquiries coming in or why you're not getting booked. The hard thing is to actually get dressed and go out of your house and go meet people and network because that's how you're actually going to grow your business. So, to quote Mia from one of her videos, she said, "Growth happens when you push past that discomfort." And I love that so much. So, yeah, my first question for you is what is one thing that you just hope whoever is listening to this episode takes away from this podcast episode?
So, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This is really exciting. I can't believe that my little my little project has brought me here. So I'm very
Oh,
honored to be considered to be on your baby.
yes.
One thing that I would hope that someone listening would take away from this is honestly, I would just say to just stay creative. Like,
Yes.
if there's something that you want to create or do, I think you should just go for it. And I just think that makes life so much more worthwhile. And then you never know what comes of it. Like, I feel like that's just something that I've been sort of following for a little while now, and I feel like I'm always rewarded for it, whether it's, like, internally or externally in one way or another. So, it's a little abstract, but, like and you can be creative in, like, any way, whether it's just, like,
Yeah.
cooking or if you wanna just, like, start a podcast, like, why not? Just make the opportunity for yourself because it's just I think it's just, like, makes life so much more fun and worth living, so
Yeah, just go for it and just do it instead of just always thinking like, "Oh, I could do this, I could do this." Just do it.
Exactly, exactly.
I love that, yeah. Okay, so why do you think it's so important to step outside of your comfort zone and put yourself out there?
I personally feel like I have no other option. It's just like I personally just think it's like I just said, it just makes life so much more interesting
Yeah.
to do something that's different. And that makes you a little bit uncomfortable every day. Like for me, I think anytime that I get in this sort of like comfort zone or just like monotony, I mean, my head just goes to, like, a dark place, just to get so real with you, like, I can't, like, sit at home and just do the same thing over and over again. I feel like I just have to go out and try something new. So, yeah, I don't know if that's, like
No, that's
that's just
good.
kinda how my mind works, I guess, you know?
Would you say you're more introverted or extroverted?
I I feel like I'm definitely a mix of both. I, like, love having my alone time. I live alone, um, and besides for my 3 cats, um, yeah, and
Yeah.
I, like, love, having my own space and being able to think and not have anyone around me, but at the same time, once I've sort of recharged and had that time to myself, I feel like I can also, like, be, like, exploding with extroversion too, and just being around people and just being really, I just get a lot out of being really present with another person and, like, getting their energy and, like, being inspired by them. So yeah, I feel like I definitely am a mix of both for sure, not one way or another. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good answer, and I feel like this is something that I've been struggling with myself because I feel the same way, like, I need time to be alone, but at the same time, I do get energized by being around other people, and this is something I loved about your videos because you would share, like, how anxious and scared and uncomfortable it was to actually go out there and go and do these things, but then when you're in the environment and you're with these people, like, you can just tell your energy is so high, and, like, it was so worth it.
Oh my gosh, yes, exactly. I was just watching my own videos back and I was like, it, it's so true. Like getting up to that point where you actually go and talk to someone, I feel horrible. I feel so anxious. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Like internally, I'm just like screaming, I don't want to do this. But as soon as I go up to someone and start talking to them, it's fine. Like people are always, "Hi, Katie."
Did you see him? Yeah.
Yes, I love it, I love it. Um, people are just, like, always down to hear you out at the very least, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah, my cat, I need to remember to put them out before I record.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
can you kind of introduce this series that you started and tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, so I, um, I had this little series where I go door to door to local businesses and offer them a few photos in the hopes that we can work together eventually. Um, and I kind of like it sort of evolves. It's like still kind of like evolving exactly what I say, exactly what I'm asking out of them. But the point is to sort of make contact with these people um, without having like too much expectation or pressure on these individual businesses. It's more about making a connection and like
Mhm.
going from there. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the
Why did you
premise.
I love it. Why did you start this series? What made you decide to document it and to just start putting yourself out there like this?
Yeah, so just a little bit of background. I primarily do college grads in the spring, and then family portraits in the fall. And so there's like, a slow season. For me, I don't really have that much going on in summer. I kind of try to take that time to chill.
Mhm.
And then in winter, it's like, oh my gosh, I have nothing booked. I'm like freaking out. I'm freaking out. Um, so yeah, it was like kind of around winter time. I was like, getting a little antsy. Um, and then I casually mentioned to my dad how much credit card debt I was in.
Oh.
Like, not even thinking that he would react. I kind of like I don't know why I thought to even tell him.
Mhm.
Because in my mind, I wasn't even worried about it. But he was, like, freaking out. Like, he was like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Okay, wait, what?" Like, I guess like, I guess I am, like I guess this is not good. Um, and so I need to make more money, like, straight
Mhm.
up. And so I was like, "How can I make more money?" I was like
Okay.
and, I was just, like, journaling, and I realized that I live in like a super urban area, like a very walkable neighborhood with lots of businesses around me, and I was like, "Maybe I could just go door to door and, like, pass out some flyers or something."
Mhm.
And then I was like and then I don't know, I was just like, "What if I documented this whole process on TikTok?" Like, maybe I could have, like, a platform, maybe I can, you know, really that's just kind of, like, where my thought process was at that point. Um, and yeah, so I guess the reason I decided to do this was because of, like, a fire was lit under my ass, like, financially, which I think is sometimes what it takes, like a little bit of desperation, but it's evolved into something really beautiful, and So, I'm really happy
Yeah.
with how things have turned out, so yeah.
Yeah, I love that, and that's so relatable, especially in the winter as photographers. I think a lot of us at that point are like, starting to worry and struggle and wonder, like, "What do we do?" And a lot of people will just kind of, like, scroll on social media or host minis or something, which is quick money, like, if you host a mini session, it's quick money if people book. But what you're doing is so powerful because you're building towards the long-term success of your business. Like, even though a lot of these photo shoots you do are free, you're making connections, and I think that's a point in business that a lot of photographers miss is actually getting out there and getting known in their community. And so I actually went through a very similar thing in the winter. I was like, "Okay, nobody's booking me. What do I need to do?" And I started doing similar things as well, as just, like, thinking of word of mouth marketing ways that I can get out there and do it, and I think that's why your videos just really hit with me because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, yes, this is so powerful," and getting to know people.
Yeah.
So, have you I know you said you do, like, grads and families. Have you gotten more business work going to these businesses?
So, I actually, um I honestly have only booked, like, 1 I only ended up booking 1 person from going in person, um, but I did find a lot of success. I also was doing some cold emailing, and I actually booked a handful of businesses doing that too. Just thinking, like, I thought that, like, it wouldn't really work because I thought that, things just sort of slip by, people in the DMs, but people were just like, "Yeah, we actually do need photos," and I was like, "What?" So, I think
Okay.
I think another thing also is for that lesson that I learned in that was just like, that's just just do it anyway, I guess, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, cold DMing is also scary, like, cold
Yeah.
emailing and DMing,
It is. I
and
actually felt a lot of pressure doing that too. I was like, "Oh god,
yeah.
I don't wanna do this. I don't wanna do this." And I was also like, it's kinda not as fun as going in
Mhm.
person, even though in
Yeah.
person is, like, also terrifying. Um, but it was actually pretty effective in a way. So,
Yeah.
but
What
yeah.
what would you say in the cold DM? Was that also offering free photos, or were you fully pitching yourself?
I actually was pitching myself. So I offered like a discounted first sort of like first timer rate. And people were kind of like down for it. And so I actually managed to like book, off the first try instead of offering free photos, which was really nice. It was like
That's
validating
cool. Yeah.
because I've gotten a lot better at this, but I tend to like maybe because I run my own business, like undervalue myself sometimes. And it's just like scary to be like, hey, give me more money, even though I do
Yeah.
provide an amazing service that deserves like millions of dollars.
Yeah, I know it is so scary to really just, like, talk about yourself and promote yourself like that, which is so cool that you're doing it, and you said that you only booked 1 person, but honestly, I think that's huge. I think that's a huge achievement that 1 person paid you to do that because really when you do stuff like that, like I said, it's the long-term impact, and you never know what's gonna come from that, like, even someone who didn't pay you, they could refer you to 5 other people who do pay you. So
Yeah.
and usually that stuff isn't noticeable right away, you won't know until, like, a ways down from doing it, then you're like, "Okay, wow, this is actually paying off." So, I think
Yes.
that's so cool.
Yeah. I was
Can you Oh, sorry, go ahead.
One more thing I was going to say though was that um I was posting these videos on my personal accounts because I have like 5 Instagram accounts because I have like 20 hobbies. Um
Okay.
but people in my personal life were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I didn't realize you're a photographer. Can I hire you?" So I got a
Mm,
lot of bookings in my personal life too, just by putting myself out
yeah,
there. So
yeah.
that's something that I didn't expect. And honestly, it's crazy how many like people have booked just in my own circle. Um
Wow.
so
That's really good. Yeah, really
yeah.
good to know too, because that's I struggle with that too, just talking about myself even with acquaintances or people who are kind of friends. It's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a photographer," but, like, I don't know, it's kinda like, you don't wanna talk about it like that, but if you fully just, like, put yourself out there and you're like, "Yeah, this is what I do, I can help so many people." Most of the time, when you're not getting booked, people just don't know about you. So,
Yes. I
yeah, that's
know,
huge.
yeah, people just were like I feel like in my head, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, everyone's probably sick of me thinking that I'm a photographer," but it's just
Yeah.
because, like, I'm in my own head thinking that I'm a photographer, but I don't really talk about it that much, you know? And
Yeah.
people, like, need photos. People I mean, it's the age of social media, like, there's money on the table, you know?
Mhm.
So,
Was it difficult for you to step into that identity of a photographer? To, like, say, "I am
honestly,
a photographer?"
I think so, for sure. I mean, it's almost sometimes it feels, like, too good to be true, because it's like, who can just, like, you know, call themselves something,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's out of the box, like, type of it's like it's a career path that's not like that wasn't marketed to me growing up in school. It was never like, "Oh, you can run your own business and be an artist of some sort." So sometimes I think that it's like this programming from society that, like, makes me doubt myself maybe. Um, but I've gotten a lot better at it, especially now that, you know, I keep acting like a photographer. So it's like and
Yeah.
I get paid for it, and I enjoy it, and I feel really like my photos are really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kinda the answer to that question.
Yeah. I love that. Can you share any kind of stories or experiences you've had from doing this challenge for yourself from going door to door with businesses?
Okay, let's see. Well I'll tell you about the first person that I went to. Um, so the first door that I knocked on, obviously, I was peeing my pants, and I was like, "This is insane. I can't believe I'm doing this." It was definitely, like, a little exciting, but I was also, like, trembling. I was like, um and so I just went around the corner, and I just, like, no thoughts, just saw the first place that looked open,
Mhm.
and it was a salon, a hair salon, and I just went in, and the person was talking to a client, so I was just standing there like, "Oh god, I feel so awkward." And then she got done and she was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I introduced myself. She kinda was like and I was like, "I'm a photographer. I am looking to partner with local businesses, and I'm going door to door and seeing if there's any opportunity here." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, I admire that so much. That's just like you're
Oh.
so brave for doing that." I think, like, that is just the coolest thing ever. I personally am balling on a budget right now, but if there's anything I could do for you at all, please use me as a resource. You can use my salon as a gallery if you want, you know, I can introduce you to the other businesses on the street, et cetera, like, it
Wow.
was amazing, and, like, I became friends with her. Her name is Goo. Shout out to Goo Salon. She's been open since 1999 on Fairfax, which is crazy because businesses come and go all the time, and she's just this, like, dope, dope woman who is super stylish and kind.
Oh.
But yeah, it was just like it was amazing. Like I said, like I didn't book, but it was
Mhm.
such a positive experience and I felt so supported and I met someone in the neighborhood who's like around the corner from me who I stop by her place, I say hi. Um so yeah, it's so much more than just like, getting a client or whatever. It's
Yeah.
building community. And I think that was just such a positive first impression of the whole project. And it definitely motivated me to keep going. even though
Yeah.
it wasn't a sale, you know? So,
Mhm. Did
yeah,
you
that
end
was
up
really
doing
good.
did you end up doing some photos for her anyways, or how did that work?
Yes. So, I just took some portraits for her, and we, like, did, like, a collaborative post and, like, a bunch of people liked it, like, all ki
Wow.
I basically, like, took these really nice portraits of her in her apron in front of the shop, because it's just such a vibe, it's, like, all blue. She's just, like, gorgeous, she has this long blonde hair, it's, like, really wavy, and she's just, like, you know, she's
Mhm.
just really cool, and, yeah, like, we did, like, a collaborative post and, like 50 of her friends commented on this, like 30 people reshared it. That's a lot in my world.
That no, that's a lot, that is, seriously.
And her landlord is Julia Newmar, who's the original Catwoman, and
Oh,
she, like, DM'd me and was like, "These are fabulous, darling." Like like, all kinds of people were, like, reaching out to me and being like, "This is so amazing," just, like, in her circle.
yeah.
Um And
That is so
so
cool.
yeah, so I feel like that was really cool and unexpected, because sometimes I feel like I just take pictures and people just see them on my account or whatever, but yeah, I feel like overall that was just, like, a really positive experience.
Yeah, no, that's so cool, and just, like, the connections you make. Like, you never would've known her or been friends with her if you didn't do this thing to step outside your comfort zone and take the chance.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, yeah, you just never know. There's so many people in the world to meet and, you know, give your gift of photography or, like, any service or I do think photography is like a service, you know, you can make someone feel really good and
Yeah.
beautiful and help them in some way. So
What
yeah.
what you're doing is kind of like rejection therapy. Like, you're getting good at being told no, because 'cause I'm sure there are a lot would you say a lot of people do you know, like, the ratio or amount of no's to yeses?
I would say it's probably like 95% no, you know?
Mm, and is that when you're pitching yourself, like, to see if they have anything to pay you, or is that just free photos?
Well, for free photos, I'll usually be like, "Hey, I would like to collaborate with you at some point,
Mm, okay.
um, and I will give you a discount." But today can I just take some photos for you for free? And I can, like, send you these photos. So most
Okay.
people are down for that,
Yeah,
but, because I usually try to, like, offer them on the spot because it's, like,
yeah.
usually it's, like, a perfect opportunity because the business is open, it's daylight or whatever. Um, but yeah, in terms of, like, collaborating or in terms of, like, actually doing a paid gig, yeah, like, only one person has agreed to it, and it was this flower shop that, like, pretty much had this whole setup already for me to go in and, like, take photos. Um, so that was
Yeah, I
cool.
saw your video on that one, I think. Did they was it that their photographer canceled or what happened? Or
So
they
th
just had it?
they, they were just, like, taking iPhone pics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, perfect. We're just doing iPhone pics." So, they just had
Yeah.
me yeah, step in. Um, but yeah, people will usually be like, "We already have a photographer," or, you know,
Mhm.
just something of that nature. Um, but everyone's really nice. Everyone's been really nice. There's, like, a couple times where people are just like, "Ah, I can't deal with this right now." But
Oh,
but
uh-huh.
that's just, like I try to never take things personally because 'cause I'm
Yeah.
like, because I feel like I believe in myself to the point where I'm like, "If they really knew me, we could be friends."
Yeah.
If they
Exactly.
really knew me, if they had the time, they would be obsessed with me. I'm, like, very
That's
delusional in that sense, you know?
no, that's such a good mindset to have, and you kinda have to. like,
Yeah.
separate yourself and know that, okay, they're not saying no because they don't like me, and really, you have to get, like, 50 no's before you can get 1 yes. That was actually one of my goals this year was to, because I do consultation calls, and so my goal was to have 50 no's, like, just meaning that I got on 50 calls with people. So, yeah, I mean, that's
Wow.
so good. How do you handle that rejection, though, when you're told no? What are some mindset things that you think about?
I feel like something that helps me a lot is just like every morning I journal and I write affirmations and um I like kind of set the tone of my day and just I'm like I write down a lot of like you should see my desk. It's like covered in post-it notes that are
Wait,
just
that's
like
mine too. Are they are they your affirmations that you wrote
yeah.
down or okay.
Yeah, like I don't chase, I attract. There's always a
Yes.
solution to all my problems. I give myself permission to walk away from anything that does not serve me. And so on and so forth.
That's so funny. I literally have so many right now that I could pull up as well. Let's see, this one is business is just a numbers game. More contact equals more leads.
Yes. Oh my god, I love that so much. It's
That's
so
so funny.
powerful. I used to think that when people were talking about affirmations, I was just like, how could just I was not a believer. I was like, how could just saying words turn into something? Like, don't you have to like be magically like very lucky and like have things fall into your lap? Um, but I learned that there's actually a very real connection between the things that you say and then
Mhm.
what and then it turns into what you believe. And then I feel like you've the opportunities find you because you go out and find them.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, anyway, to answer your question, I feel like I just, I tell myself not to take things too personally. Um, and I try to have like a very strong belief in myself to start off. But then I also try to, talk to like trusted people about it and
Yeah.
cuz there's only so far you can go on your own, I think, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, and I try to breathe and shake it off and just go to the next thing.
Yeah.
Go to the next thing because if you get too hung up on one rejection, um, there's it's it's pointless because there's millions and billions of other opportunities out there and just go on to the next one.
Mhm. I love that you mentioned the affirmations and stuff too, because in a lot of your videos, when you start them, you'll say like, today's gonna be so good, like, these people need a photographer, and then one that I watched, you're like, that person ended up needing a photographer. It's almost like the things that you're speaking into existence are happening. Do you feel that that helps
Yes.
you when you start off with that kind of mindset and just, like, telling yourself those things?
Yes. Yes. I would say so. Um, because I really feel that I mean, I for one am just a very like spiritual person. I'm very into like, you know, just like what you believe can happen for you. Not to go too deep in the weeds or whatever, but um yeah, I think or like if I feel that something is going to turn out a certain way, it's more likely that it will, you know?
Yeah.
So if it's gonna turn out poorly, it's more likely that it will. Um, but if I have a good positive attitude about it, I it's that's also more likely to happen. But it is really hard. It's hard to get into that mindset where I
Yes.
genuinely believe that something's gonna turn out for me. But when I have done it, that was like that one day that where I did book that flower shop. I was like, "Someone's gonna need a photographer." They needed
Uh-huh.
a photographer. It was crazy, you know?
Yeah,
So
and when you visualize it working out like that, you also whether you realize it or not, you're visualizing the steps you need to take in order for it to work out like that. So it's like when you visualize it not going badly, you're thinking of all the things that could happen for it to go badly, and then it's gonna be more likely to not work out.
Yes, that's so true. I didn't even
One
think about it
thing
like that, but that's
Oh,
so
yeah.
true.
One thing I also love is just, like, when I get rejected or have a conversation that I feel like maybe didn't necessarily go how I wanted it to, a quote that I love is, like, not only can you write your own future, but you also write your own past. Like, these things that you tell yourself of how it went. So, I used to really struggle with social anxiety and talking to people, and after almost every single conversation, I would be thinking like, "What do they think of me? That went so bad. I was so awkward. Why did I say this?" And I have started practicing not doing that anymore and writing my own past. So, after every single conversation I have with someone, I'll tell myself, "That went so good. Like, they're so kind, they're so nice, like, we had such a great connection." I've started telling myself these things, and I don't feel so much more just, like, happy overall, like, after talking to people. I'm sure it impacts the way they feel as well, just me going into it more thinking about them and how I can serve them and not just, like, how awkward I'm gonna feel. Because even if I feel like it was an awkward conversation, I'm like, "That was so good."
Yes, I know. I mean, that's so true. I feel like nothing I mean, I really think that, like, there's like, we assign all the meaning to, like, anything, you know? It just so, like,
Yeah.
if you decide that a conversation went well, then it went well. Even if it, like, was, like, a rejection, you could say, like, "Oh, I learned so much from that."
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and if in that person's eyes, that's not the case, then it's just, like, it's not your problem. It's not my
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, 'cause in your eyes, like, you're doing fine.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
that. No, that's great.
I love that too. So, how has going door to door and pushing yourself outside your comfort zone impacted you personally?
Yeah. Um, I think it has shown me how valuable it is to just connect with other people. Um, I feel like I went through a period, like, within the past few years of sort of isolating, because it is kind of convenient nowadays, like, you can just be, like you can kind of hide away if you want, like,
Yeah.
even though the type of work that I do is you interface with people, grad season, I interface with, like, hundreds of grads or whatever. It's kinda like a one and done situation where you know exactly what to expect. It's like 45 minutes to what, an hour and a half, and then you're
Yeah.
done. You don't really go, you know, you don't it is a comfort zone kinda thing, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and you don't really get too vulnerable with them. And so outside of that, I feel like for me, it was just it was kinda easy to just, not really connect with people that much.
Yeah.
But just going door to door and putting yourself in front of strangers when you're, like, terrified, automatically puts you in a very vulnerable state, and when I find that people respond so well and are actually very kind and welcoming and encouraging and understanding of that vulnerability, it gives me kind of hope that or it gives me just, like yeah, just, like, hope and faith in humanity restored.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
And
Yeah.
also sharing about it on TikTok, like, that has been, like I mean, I didn't expect I was kinda hoping that, like, a lot of people would see it, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't have, like, any followers. I started my account from scratch, and I kinda was like, "I feel like this could be good." It's not
Yeah.
like I'm, like, ultra viral or whatever, but, like, some of my videos have, like, a couple thousand likes, you know?
Yeah.
And like, probably, like, 100 people have reached out to me and been like,
Wow.
"I feel so inspired by what you did. I did the same thing in my neighborhood, and I got booked, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and so, yeah, I also realized it's like I realized what I was doing was not only in service of myself, but of like a larger community.
Yeah.
Um,
I know
I
your
was
videos helped me too, because I seen them definitely in a place when I needed to, and I was like, "Okay, just gotta keep pushing through it."
oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah,
I lo
it's I'm very humbled for sure. But
I
yeah.
love in your videos how you also give the owners of these shops a place to speak to, like, you'll ask them questions. I love when you ask them, "What are your thoughts on me going outside of my comfort zone and doing this?" Or you'll ask them, like, "What business advice do you have?" I love that. How
Yes.
what kinds of responses do you usually get when you ask people to be in your video?
I I kind of thought people would be like more shy, but for the most part people are
Mhm.
like super down to contribute. I usually say like I'm also make by the way, I'm making a TikTok series about this where the goal is kind of to encourage people to push to go out of their comfort zones. People are like, "Oh yeah, sure, like I'm down to kind of take part in that." So, it's also a really cool thing. My gosh, my kitty is peering over my laptop. It's really
Oh.
cute. She's like,
Yeah, she's like, "What are you
"Stop
doing?"
it." Too cute. Um, I feel like that's another thing, like, when you say that it's for something greater,
Yeah,
people are down to help out, and it's just so funny, all these, like, little things that are showing me about what like, humanity are, like, coming from this.
yeah,
It's, like, such a positive, like, side effect. The whole thing has just been really positive. Um the only thing that is, like, a downside of it is how scared I get.
yeah,
But pushing past that is, like you quoted me in the beginning, it unlocks another level of, like, being a boss, you know?
yes, yeah. Has it
Yeah.
gotten easier at all from your first time doing it till recently?
Honestly, I I would say it's probably gotten, like, kinda harder because, you know, I have to, like keep going, you know what I mean?
Like a
Um,
pressure? Is it a new pressure or something?
I think so. Um, so I kind of, like, did take a break for a while
Mhm.
because grad photo season ended up being, like, crazy busy for me this year, which is fantastic, and so I really just, like, focused on that. Um, like, I 3X'd what I made last year, which is
That's
really wild.
incredible.
So
Yeah,
I actually made a video about that, that also kind of is doing really well too. Um, that got,
that's so
like it
cool.
has, like, 1,500 likes, which is a lot for me.
No,
I
that's
know
so
this
good.
I was yeah, where
That is a lot.
I was like, "You guys, I made $30,000 taking grad photos, and here's how I did it."
Yeah,
And so, um, I kind of wanted to, like, put that out there and share that with people too. But yeah, grad
I love
season
that.
is winding down, so I'm kind of, like, thinking, like, I think it's time I'm gotta go back and do it, because it has been so beneficial. But
Yeah,
I'm scared. I'm honestly scared to do it, even though after everything we just talked about, there's so much good that can
yeah,
come from it. But my brain, dude, like, it's so hard to, like, not go there, you know what I mean? It's
it is.
ridiculous. After everything I just said about myself, like, "Oh, like, they would be obsessed with me. Oh, like, this is such a good idea. Oh my gosh, I've made such good friends doing this." I'm still so scared, like, ah. But,
It's
but
honestly
it's nice to
refreshing.
talk about it.
It's refreshing to hear you say that, like, because it's just something that's so real and deep, and I think a lot of people have that fear. And how long ago did you say you did your first one?
It was around the end of February, I wanna say, and then I
Okay.
did it for, like, about a month. Yeah.
Okay, so it really hasn't been that long that you've been doing it, and so I feel like over time, like, when more time passes, because things usually take longer than you think it will, I truly think that you would get to a point where you're like, "Oh, this is no problem anymore." Like, I think there's always gonna be a little bit of resistance, at least getting out of the house, but I think that your feelings around it will eventually change.
No, I
But
really
that could take
appreciate you saying
years.
that. Well, the thing that it feels like I've been doing it forever because it forces you to be so present. I
Yeah.
think I mean, I'm like "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh," you know? And that "oh my gosh" feeling can even if it's like 5 minutes, can feel like 10 hours, you know? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh." So it feels like I've been doing it forever, but yeah, literally, like, you're right, it has not been that long, and I took,
Yeah.
like, a break doing it too. That's so funny.
Yeah, so I feel like
So, yeah.
it seems like you've already had so much growth after just doing it a few times, which
Yeah.
is so cool.
No, you're right. You saying that is making me look at it in a different light, so I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to just be hard on ourselves and not realize that, like, okay, what we're doing actually is making an impact, even though you can't always see it in the moment.
Yeah,
Is
you're
there
right.
anything else you're doing to put yourself out there or step outside your comfort zone?
Well, I mean, I make music, so I feel like doing that makes me feel very vulnerable. I started doing that like a little over a year ago. I was just like when I was younger, I always wanted to be a singer, but I kind of just like was like, doesn't everyone want to do that? And I'm like, so I just dismissed
Yeah.
it. Um, but then I like overcame like some pretty serious mental health struggles and got to a place where I was like, I'm going to give this a try. And as soon as I decided to start writing music, I was actually shooting a family and I was telling them about that I started writing music that week. And the dad was like, I'm a music producer. And
What? Okay.
we've been working together like every week for the past year and a half.
Wow, that
Um,
is so cool.
yeah, and like just lots of things in that world have been opening up for me, just by, kinda taking a chance on myself, and sort of following that, like, intuitive feeling to, like, do something and be creative.
Yeah.
Um, but my next thing is I it's kinda funny that you, like, specialize in seniors because that's where I wanna pivot, in the
Oh,
fall.
okay.
Yeah,
I love
because
seniors.
yes, because I as much as I love little kids, it's really difficult to take pictures of them where everyone is looking at the camera and smiling,
Uh-huh.
and it crushes my soul a little bit. I'm like, "Hey, hey, hey," for, like, 30 minutes. Oh, I can't. I just can't. I'm just not I'm done doing things I don't want to do, okay?
Yes, I love that.
I swear I love kids, like, I will be a
Mhm.
kid. I will, like if I am just hanging out with five-year-old, I will become a five-year-old, but, like, I can't do that and simultaneously take pictures. I just can't. So, um, I'm gonna start doing like, working on some senior photography stuff, and kinda funny, like, I'll just say this really quick. I I'm just, like, a big believer also as of, like, the past few months in just, like, not like, just kinda letting things happen naturally. I'm not, like, fixating and forcing things. So, like, I'll write down, like, what I really want, like, I wanna start working with seniors, and I let the universe take care of things. I was I got reached out to by this woman who saw me in the UCLA Parents Facebook page. She was like, "My daughter's graduating from, Santa Monica High, and we need a senior photographer." I was like, "Great." Call her. She's like, "Oh, I picked you because my daughter has pink hair and she's a musician, and you guys would just
Aw.
be such a great match." And I was like, "Oh, this is great." And I actually saw your page and I was like about and you have like doing like a senior rep
Rep
program.
team, mhm.
And I proposed that to her and she thinks it's a great idea. So I
Yay!
think, yeah, so I just feel like the universe
Yeah.
was looking out for me, and
Oh,
it, it was almost like super seamless. Um, and so I want to do seniors too because it's so much more in line with what I really wanna do, which is work with, like, artists and do, like, editorial type photography, just, like, be in
yeah.
magazines, do, like, cover art and stuff, and so that I can learn from them and apply that to my own art and my music, and just
I love that.
I just want my whole life to kinda just be this, like, cohesive art project
Yeah.
where I don't have to, like, completely, like, code switch between every single thing I wanna do. Um but yeah, that was
Yeah.
a bit of a long-winded answer to what I'm doing to put myself out of my comfort zone,
I
but yeah,
love
I'm
it.
after this, I'm gonna be taking just, like, some really cool pictures of my friend that where the inspo board is just, like, pictures of artists, musicians that I really like,
Oh,
and their photo shoots, and I'm gonna try to just, like, post them on my photo account and hopefully, kinda maybe slightly rebrand myself and start to, you know, express
yeah.
myself a little bit more. So yeah.
It's gonna be so good. I can't wait to see this new chapter for you, which I actually wanna take a minute to acknowledge the fact that not only did you put yourself outside your comfort zone to go to these businesses, but putting yourself outside your comfort zone to record the process and post it on TikTok and, like, vlog, like, those are 2 really scary things that most people can't do. So, that's, like I'm so inspired. That's incredible.
Ugh, thank you. That
I
means a
wanna say
lot.
too, I love the one when you're in your video, you're, like, walking and you're like, "It looks like I'm Superwoman with my hair blowing in the wind." That was my favorite line ever.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I was, like, really feeling myself in that moment. I was like, "Oh, yeah. I have to mention this."
Yeah, if you guys wanna feel inspired, go watch her videos, seriously, they are just so inspiring. So, one last question for you, what advice would you give to someone who wants to grow their photography business, but they are afraid of putting themselves out there?
I think, um I feel like there's just so many people that you can reach out to on the internet to like if you're afraid to take the first step, you can at least like ask for help, you know? Like just from this conversation, I feel so much more excited to continue the series because you
Good.
gave me like unexpected pieces of advice. Um and so yeah, I would say if you want to like you know, if you wanna grow your photography business, just talk to people who already done it, and I think most people are willing to help and excited to, teach what they've learned, and, you know,
Yeah.
if they don't wanna help you, just go to the next person, just like I was saying, you
Exactly.
know?
That is
Yeah.
great advice. Yeah, I've had so many coaches and mentors, and I will say, like, that's huge to just doing something that you don't necessarily know how or you're afraid to. That is really gonna give you a step up.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
love it. Can you tell everyone where they can find you?
So, both my Instagram and my TikTok are Mia Kaiser Photo, so MIAKAYSER Photo. And follow me, DM me. I'll reach back out to you and yeah,
Yay, thank you so much, Mia.
thank you.